We are live, it says.
Hello.
Hello, Emma.
You right?
Yeah, good, thank you. Are you?
Yeah, good. Bit warm.
Good.
Bit warm.
It is warm. Even in my shop, it's warm. I've still got my cardi on, but it's coming off shortly. Do you want to do a quick introduction to yourself?
Yeah, I'm a full-time reseller. I've been full-time for just over a year. I work from home. I sell mainly vintage bits and bats these days, a little bit of clothing, but I tend to stay more to like household goodies, lampshades and I don't know, things like that. What else? I used to be a graphic designer years ago. That's what I trained in. That's what I did as a degree.
Yeah.
Trained in Cardiff. Got bored of that. And then I worked in a garden centre for about 3 years for a bit of a change of scenery. And that was hard work. It was, well, I've worked in a few garden centres, but my last job,
Yeah.
a 40-minute drive there, and then there for 9 hours. I mean, we had an hour dinner break, but I would have rather gone home sooner and had a smaller break,
Yeah.
And then it was a 40-minute drive at the end of that, and then I had an allotment as well, so I go there for an hour. So I just had no life. So I was just desperately looking for something else, an alternative, to work my life away for not a lot of money.
So did you not do reselling at all before that then?
I dabbled. I've always sold on eBay ever since it started, really. I think. I'm not quite sure when it started, but since like my early 20s, like when I went to college, I'd sell my clothes and then I'd buy like new secondhand clothes on eBay, the money that I made from selling my clothes. So yeah, I've done it from my early 20s, but never seriously, And I can't remember I must have come across some videos that made me think, wow, people are doing this full time. Maybe I can, I think that was how I got into it, but I can't remember the eureka moment, I kind of.
Do you mainly sell on eBay then?
Sorry?
Do you mainly sell on eBay?
Yes, yeah. I'm just learning how to use Amazon, actually. I've been selling books for about 6 months. I'm doing okay there.
And you use Facebook as well, don't you? Facebook Marketplace, don't you?
Yes, actually, yeah. I sell quite a bit on there. Yeah, it's nice when they just come and pick up the stuff from your house, especially when it's quite bulky. You don't have to wrap it. I hate wrapping stuff. So yeah, and no fees as well, which is a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Should we have to say a few hellos before we carry on? Otherwise, I'll be so far behind. I won't be able to say hello. So, I think Laura was first in. Hello, Laura. And Daryl's there. He says hello, Kirsten, Emma, and the chat.
Hello.
Who else is there? Lex is in. Carol's in. John's in. Jason's here. Chris. Cos. And then Lex has put some questions. Who's your favourite reseller?
You, of course.
And who's your favourite YouTuber?
You. Because I'm doing one of them quizzes on Instagram in the stories.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Questions every day, and then I think there's a question like, "Who's your favourite YouTuber?" And I didn't put her. Going. I'll go for something else, like most helpful reseller or something. I can't remember now. So, but then I put Bolo. Be on the lookout for, and then I put her for that. That's what
I see it. Got you. Then she's put, "What's your favourite thing from Wales?"
Wales.
Yeah.
Leeks.
Daffodil.
Of course. I think that's enough compliments now, Lex. That's it.
So yeah, you've been doing about a year full time then. So that's not that long, really, is it?
No, not comparatively. Not compared to a lot of people who've been like Nick and Andrew. They've been doing it for God knows how long, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing it. I've been reselling for about 3.5, something like that, but not full time. I've only been doing that probably for like a year or so. But I never did it before. I think that's where the difference is. I'd never done eBay before that, really. Never. Well, we had as a business, we'd sold some art materials, like new stuff, but I'd never done any resale. I'd never sold any of our old stuff or anything like that.
Yeah. So
I didn't really use computers until a few years ago. Just no need for it in the job that I do.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I suppose if you don't need to, then it's hard to sort of make yourself do something you don't particularly want to do, especially if you don't need to. So
I remember when we got our first computer at home, and it was just after my eldest was born, so it was like, he's 22 now, and this computer was huge, and it cost us an absolute fortune, and it took up like half the bedroom, and I had no idea what to do with it. It was just a dust gatherer to me, because I didn't have a clue what it was for or what you'd do with it. And all my husband used it for was Football Manager. It was like the most expensive game console you've ever known.
Yeah. Well, when I first went into education, I was 21 when I went to college, and I'm quite artistic, so I thought, and I suppose I quite enjoyed doing my makeup and stuff. So I thought I'm going to try and train to be a beauty therapist, a makeup artist.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll do beauty therapy first, and specialise in makeup.
Yeah.
So I did that first. I went to college and did a bit of beauty therapy, but I was just so bored. I just didn't click with the girls there.
No.
But I needed to learn to use the computer then, because I was quite clueless then. And the chap I was seeing at the time, he was quite clever, and he taught me. He spent like an hour a day. I was living with him at the time.
Yeah.
He taught me how to use a computer, yeah, so I could do my coursework. I didn't even know how to use a mouse. It was all completely new to me. So I just got determined,
I think I did the local council were offering a course, like a free course for anybody who wanted it. So I went on that when, I don't know, my daughter, it was before we moved down here. So it must have been, I think it was before my daughter was born, and she's 16. So it was about 16 years ago. And it was just how to do spreadsheets and how to.
I'm just learning them now.
Well, I've never used it since, so I don't know what use it is really. But
yeah. I'm not really. I've been using QuickBooks for my bookkeeping. I'm not really getting it. So I know it's not as. I want it to be more precise. I want to know exactly what's going on, and it doesn't. I don't feel that in control with QuickBooks. I know a lot of people use it and love it.
I just I've got a book. I write it down, and then I take it to the accountant at the end of the year, and he works out all my tax and everything. So I don't do anything like that.
I don't earn enough to have an accountant. Maybe one day I have to do it myself. But yeah, I want to learn how to. I want to be really good on doing spreadsheets, just so I can see exactly what I want to see, all the sums and.
Yeah. I think once you know what you're doing, I don't think it's difficult. I mean, my son's really good with computers, and so if ever I need help, I just ask him. But the problem is, he just shows you everything so quickly, does it, like that magic fingers thing. And I go, what did you do? I have no idea what you did.
I have patience to teach people, don't you? You have to do questions.
Just see if there's anybody else in. Ashley's in. And Lex says, what is the best and worst thing about not having one of them their proper jobs?
I
mean, I suppose one of the downsides is not having a regular wage. You don't have that kind of like knowledge that you've got that definite amount of money coming in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the thing I miss the most about having like a regular job is, I suppose, the people leaving the house every day is the routine. Actually, I need to establish a routine.
Yeah.
So many, and I never stick to them. I'm such a rebel against myself. I do this ever, and then I just don't do it. sod off. I could go on. Anyway, so yeah, leaving the house at a certain time and seeing, you make friends, don't you, at work? Like
yeah, yeah,
some of the people I used to work with. But I suppose the freedom of like being able to have a day off whenever you want. So I've missed like family holidays and festivals and things I wanted to go to just because I couldn't get the time off work.
yeah.
Never going to happen again, hopefully.
No. See, I'm in a slightly different situation, whereas because I've got the shop, I have got routine because I open up at a certain time and I close at a certain time. And I've got company as in regular customers that come back. So I've got that. But then I can't just take a day off if I want to.
Right.
So
I suppose you could get someone to cook for you, but I suppose that's, I don't know if you've got anyone who you trust enough to.
Well, it's not so much trusting, it's just it's all in my own way, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that doesn't make it easy. But I mean, I can just close the door, lock the door, say back tomorrow. So
yeah, true.
Hello, Antoinette. Ashley says, hair tips, ladies. Emma, how do you get your fringe to sit so freaking awesomely? Love having a fringe, but also flipped all at the ends like a moustache.
Oh, it's driving me mad. It grows so fast, my hair.
Yeah.
It's like it's nearly touching my eyeballs. I was scared to death of cutting it. I've actually cut it the other day. I'm going to have to risk it again and get it to about, it's weird. About there.
It's all back to front, isn't it? Yeah, it's back to front. Yeah, I've given up. I've got like a wispy fringe thing, but look at it. It's like, I
actually blow dry it that way, blow,
yeah,
blow, and then I blow dry it the opposite way, blow, and that gives it volume. Just keep doing that.
All right.
And then put it forwards, and then I've actually straightener on it for my fringe. I don't pay any attention to the rest of it, but the fringe I do make a bit of effort because it's like on your face, isn't it? That's what everyone sees first. So.
I don't do hair. I shower, wash it, towel dry it.
Yeah.
That is it. I don't do anything else. I put a bit of mousse in it when it's half dry, and that's all I do.
You can do that, though, can't you?
It's weird because I used to have deadly straight hair until I was about 40, and then suddenly it went curly. So
wow,
it's really odd.
I did that tomorrow.
Lex says, QuickBooks scares me, accounts scare me, money scares me. And Darryl says, I did an IT course in 2002. Tech has changed a lot. Yeah, you see, you learn it and then it's all changed, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I found out being a graphic designer as well, you constantly have to keep up to date with the software. Just progress fast.
My brother, he's not a graphic designer, but he does artwork for computer games.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I assume that he's the same, having to keep up with technology. Yeah. Oh, Lainey's in. Hello, Lainey.
Hi, Lainey.
Let's see if there's any other questions. Lex, what item from Greggs best represents you as a person?
Greggs. I don't eat Greggs. People keep asking me these questions about unhealthy food, but I eat really healthy. I don't vegetarian sausage roll because I'm nearly vegetarian.
I couldn't tell you what Greggs sell. I mean, I have been in.
I don't know.
But
years ago,
bought a sandwich from there, but that's about it. My husband, actually telling my husband likes, they do a caramel, something like a caramel donut. It's like I think it's custard inside and then caramel on the top or something.
Yeah, gorgeous. Making my mouth water. So nice.
Oh, Jason said, what do you like about selling vintage?
I suppose it's quite nice that it's got a bit of history. Just think, I wonder who owned this before and where it's been.
Yeah.
And just sometimes it's shocking how long things have lasted, especially glass. When you buy glass, it's like nearly 100 years old or something. Like, how has it lasted that long? Someone's really looked after that,
I know, yeah.
It's really precious. It's just.
Have you thought about selling on Etsy, or are you going to just keep with eBay?
I've looked into it before, but I don't know. People seem to have a lot of problems on there. Like, I suppose things selling really slowly, and it's hard to be seen into. It takes quite a while to build your shop up so people can see it.
Yeah, I mean, I started on Etsy because we have got shops with selling art materials, and so you can sell like craft and stuff like that on there as well. So I actually started with the intention of selling some art materials on there, and then I started selling the odd vintage thing, and it was actually the vintage stuff that sold better, so I ended up sticking with it.
I think sorry,
it did take a little while for it to, you know, get going.
I put a post on Instagram once saying I'm thinking of starting selling on Etsy, and I just got so many replies saying, "Oh, don't bother, the fees are sky high, and you know, nothing sell. It takes ages for things to sell," and it just put me off. I got so many negative comments.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like it. It suits me, to be fair. I don't think the fees are that high. I'm a little bit confused by the fees now, because it used to be really simple, as in they would charge you 20 cents per listing, then 5% of whatever the sold price plus the postage, you know, that was 5% on that as well. And that was it. But then they introduced this other fee for advertising off-site, so advertising on Google and things like that. But they haven't made it completely clear if you have that charge on everything or whether it's only on items that they've advertised. And
same with Amazon, you don't know. There's so many fees. It's mind-boggling. You just have to wait to see what's yours, what's left.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm just I'm having to put my prices up just to make sure that I've still got a good you know, markup sort of thing.
You can get more money, can't you, on Etsy than you can on eBay. You get a better price for things.
Yeah, that's what I found. I mean, I tend to look at prices that have sold on eBay and add some on and then put it on Etsy. So
okay.
I
might dabble one day. I'm looking into Amazon at the moment, so I'm sort of still learning about that, you know.
What I liked about Etsy as well is that you can set it up as a shop, so you can even have your own header and your categories and things like that. And then you've only got it, you don't pay any extra for that. You only have to pay for what listings you've got. So so you can have it set up as a shop and only have 5 things in there or whatever, or you can have 1,000 things in there. It makes no difference.
Not like eBay, where you have to pay the set amount of months for the job. That's good.
Daryl says, I've still got me lockdown hair for the last 10 years. And Carol says, love the colour of your hair, Emma.
Thank you.
You were blonde before, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know whether to go redder. I'm thinking maybe getting like a really bright red. And like when this washes out a little bit, sticking top, so it won't be like fire engine red. It'll just be a bit redder. Or whether to just go darker, like really dark brown. But yeah, I am usually blonde, but I'm quite enjoying the change at the moment. But I dyed it brown because I daren't do my own blonde because I'll just destroy my hair.
Yeah, well, I'm the same. I don't do anything with mine because I'm useless, but it's really starting to come through. I think by the time I get to the hairdressers, I'm going to be like brown, you know, so I don't know quite what to do. I might get the hairdresser to colour it brown.
I noticed I've got a few greys as well. It's the first time I've had enough roots. So usually go to the hairdressers, you know.
Yeah.
I've got a few greys around the temples here.
Yeah, I found some around here as well. Scary, isn't it?
I think.
Lex says, what would be your dream find?
Oh, you. Dream find. I don't know, bag of money. A bag of money would be nice. I really like the genie bottles. I'd like to find a few of those. I was talking to there was a load that came up on Facebook Marketplace the other day, and I was talking to Shelley, Pound Girl, about them because she collects them and has sold loads over the years. And I was saying, I think there was about 6 or 7 of them. They were all gorgeous, and he wanted it was about 150 for the lot.
Yeah.
And I was just asking her, is it worth buying them for that? And she was saying, there's one on the end. I mean, they're all quite relatively common. All of them, apart from this one on the end that was blue.
Mm.
And she said that one's, if you're willing to send that to Australia, you probably get about 150 just for that one.
Wow.
But I wouldn't want to post to Australia. They're so delicate.
Yeah, it's glass, isn't it?
I'd be so worried. And
yeah, I mean,
it went so thin at the top, like really pointy at the top.
Yeah, I mean, I sell stuff to America and all over, you know, because of Etsy, but I tend to only list small things, you know, so that if I do have to post over there, it's not going to be, you know, massive boxes and things. So
there's a lot of things I would send abroad, and I do. I go through GPS on, is that right? Global
yeah, GSP.
Yeah, and I've posted a lot of things abroad, but not. Oh, this thing though, I thought no way is that going to survive all that distance. So I didn't get it in the end. But in fact, she said the blue one's great, but if you find a purple one, they're even more sought after because they're so rare. So yeah, I suppose a purple one of those would be nice, but I'd be tempted to keep it.
Thing is, as well, it's nice to keep like building on your knowledge, isn't it, all the time?
Yeah,
learn that bit extra, you know. I mean, I sold a couple of like little jewelry boxes this week, and I've had them just stuffed in the box at the bottom for ages, and I thought, oh, I must list them, and I literally put them up and sold them within a week, and they went for really good money. And I was like, why didn't I list them straight away, you know? And
I've done that loads of times, I know.
Yeah,
you just don't get around to it, and then you finally do, and things have sold the next day. I thought,
yeah,
I've done that ages ago. It's been sat there for months.
Yeah, exactly. Shelley's in. She says hello. Lainey says, why do you use the She Sells Seashells name?
I started off being, what was it? Emma Reseller. And then there was another Emma Reseller. So I thought, oh, bugger, I'll have to change it. And then I changed it to Emma Resmeller. And I thought, no, that's just silly. You want to be taken seriously, Emma. This is business. So right. Not that She Sells Seashells is that serious, but I don't know. It's just pretty, isn't it? I just like it. It's quite fun when people try and say it as well, and they can't.
I just can't say it. I thought to start with, I was like, Emma resells shells. No, that's not. Tommy, Kirsten, we have a good friend that's an Etsy pro. If you ever want to have a chat with him, he would love to explain it. He is crazy passionate about Etsy. Oh, that's good, because I could really do with it being explained.
Yeah,
I know it's something to do with. Right, I'll scroll back a little minute here, because I started selling on Etsy, but then I've been distracted by opening up the shop and setting my shop up, and you know, all these other things. And before that, antique fairs and antique centres and stuff. So Etsy's always been that small part on the side. It's not ever been the main thing. And when they brought in these changes a while back, I was really just concentrating on the shop, so I didn't pay enough attention to it. But it's something to do with bigger sellers. So sellers that have got like thousands of listings or take a certain amount of money have to pay more, I think, than people who don't. But I don't know how it's worked out or anything. That's what I really need to look into.
A bigger percentage. The more you sell, they take a bigger percentage on.
Yeah, something like that. But I really need to look into it. He's sold over 2,000 items on Etsy, which seems hard from the outside, much harder than eBay. Yeah, I've said this over and over. My issue with eBay is that they constantly change your listings, or, you know, when you use the app on your iPad or whatever, you can't set your own postage costs. You have to then go onto your PC to be able to just charge what you want on postage, and then after a while they'll change it to good till cancelled, or they'll, you know, and that just irritates me. I just like it how I want to put it on, and then it'll be left alone, not messed with. That's what I like about Etsy. Shelley's also loving Emma's hair.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Fatbirds Finds is here.
I
don't know. There's two. I've forgotten your names. I feel really bad. Two ladies. Fatbiz finds them.
Me off doing a lot of my own live because I just don't remember people's names. I
know it's hard.
It wasn't. I feel
awful. Biggest buying regret.
I'm no good at these on the spot questions. My brain's not fast enough.
I know what mine is while you're thinking.
Yeah,
I went to an auction and I bought some glass slides, you know, the I forget what they're called. Anyway, glass slides, you know, antique things. And
like look at in a microscope, that kind of thing.
No, they would have been in like a projector type thing. Okay. But they're antique ones. Anyway, I've still got them boxed up, never done anything with them. Just sitting in. I'm like, I've really got to. But I'm going to have to find a way of photographing them.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
and then working out what's on each slide. And I know it's going to be time consuming. Well, one day when I can sit down and concentrate on them, I'll do all right with them. It's just that, you know, getting over that.
Yeah, it's just making yourself do it, isn't it? Just what?
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday I listed a load of bonsai pots, so I got them off Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so tedious. I think I've got about 20 of them, and I had to like photograph each one. I had to measure each one.
Yeah.
I put them on a clear stand, and I put a sticker on it with the measurements on, so they can see the measurements in the photograph. And then each side, and from the top and the bottom, and then I put them all as like a multi-listing. They're so laborious, but I set my alarm. I often do this for like an hour and a half and thought, right, just do it for an hour and a half. You can do anything for an hour and a half, you know.
Yeah.
And just got on with it. But once I was into it, I was fine, you know, and I went on a bit longer as well and just got it done. But
yeah.
Yourself do it into it when you don't want to do something.
I've got this, I'm in jewellery job. I keep saying every morning on my listing thing, I really need to do the jewellery, and this is like weeks now that I haven't done it. So I just need to get on with it.
Jewellery, I'm not really interested in. I love jewellery, but I don't really enjoy listing it. Yeah.
No, well, this isn't listing. It's just doing displays in my shop because I've got about 3 cabinets and some window space, and everything needs rearranging and sorting out, and I just haven't got around to it. So
you're opening up in a couple of weeks, aren't you? Is it 15th?
15th of June. Yeah. Well, that's what they're saying so far, anyway.
Yeah.
Heather's in. Hello, Heather. And Ashley had to go, so sorry you got to go, ladies and gents. Have a great day. We'll watch back later. Have a great day too, Ashley. I can say your name when drunk. I can say Emma. Yeah, we can all say Emma.
Second name's quite difficult to say even when you're sober. Chatterton. It's got three syllables. Emma Chatterton.
Chatterton.
As well.
Lainey's thinking of changing her channel name, and Carol says, "What are you changing it to?"
Yeah.
And then Lex is asking, "What's the best thing you've done in an hour and a half?"
You have strange questions. Oh, okay. That's referring to what I just said, isn't it? I don't know.
Got on a plane and gone somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. Gone abroad somewhere.
I saw that I was having a look at your YouTube channel. So you put out a video not long ago, but you haven't done a lot on your YouTube, have you?
No, I was just fitting it in with everything else because I was running a website called The Creative Cone, but I've stopped that now. So I had too many sort of balls in the air, you know.
Yeah.
To do.
Sorry, my husband's just decided to hoover, literally just above here for some reason.
All right. Are you looking forward? Do you go to car boots? Do you get people bringing you stock or?
Both. I mean, obviously I haven't had any people bringing stuff in, but yeah, car boots. I mean, all this glorious weather we've been having, and we're not been able to get to the car boots, and I absolutely love a car boot, especially an afternoon one. So,
I think I'm going to be a bit anxious the first one, just not knowing what to expect with it. what precautions they're going to put in place, you know.
I think we've all got to fend for ourselves. I think we've all got to be responsible for our own actions, really. I mean, and you've just got, I mean, this is how I'm thinking of it. I'm not saying that this is what everybody should do. Personally, I'm going to wear a mask. I'm going to carry hand sanitizer around with me. I'm going to be trying to keep my distance as much as possible. But you can't, there's no way you can keep other people at a distance unless, you know, they're being mindful. So
it's all a bit grabby, isn't it? People they're not going to politely wait. They're going to be in there looking at them, trying to get the best deals. And unless they're going to say one person per stall or something, but that would just be massive queues, won't there? People waiting to see the. They'll probably keep it one way, won't they? Where everyone walks, you know, have to go back and forth. You know, you have to keep going.
Thing is, as well, though, I mean, I normally can spot the sort of stall that I want. Ahead, you know, and if you can't just get there, it's like, oh, you're watching other people looking at the stuff that you want to buy. It's like, oh no.
It's worth sometimes looking at the people, looking at the car as well, and you think, oh, I don't have the kind of stuff I'm after. Yeah,
what they're wearing.
Yeah,
you look at the clothes and you think, right, okay, that I'll go for that stall there.
I used to find that when I was a clothing, because I started off with clothing. To, like, do you get any, like, is there any young girls there, you know, or any like posh looking people that might have designer stuff, nice car, sort of make a beeline for those.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think at some point we've got to get back on with life, haven't we?
Yeah, true.
And scary as it's going to be, I think we can only, you know, can't stop everything forever, can you? That's the problem.
It's like the tables that most people use at car boots. They're like the wallpapering tables, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's like, how close are you going to get to people who are selling stuff? You know, that's what concerns me, because I mean, you might have a mouth mask on, but you can still breathe it in your nose and your eyes. It's in people's breath, into like when you breathe in, there's like moisture in your breath, and that carries.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you're asleep, you wake up and you're thirsty. It's because you've let so much moisture out into the air. It's like just people talking to you when you're asking for prices and stuff, and they're quite close to you if they stood at the table, you know. And it's.
I suppose you just have to weigh up that risk, don't you?
Yeah, and it is a risk. It's scary, but
everything's going to be a risk, isn't it? I mean, just going to your supermarket, just going down the street, everything is going to be a risk. So you have to weigh up, you know, how, you know, if you're living with somebody who's vulnerable, then it's obviously more of a risk, isn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully I'm healthy enough to, if I do get it, to like get through it, you know, to I'm trying to get healthier and exercise more and lose weight, and, you know, to build up my immune system in case I do get it, so I can fight it off.
Yeah. I think it's going to make us all a lot more anxious, though. That's the sad thing, isn't it? As if we weren't anxious enough about other stuff. Just this extra anxiety on top. Heather says, I'll not wait behind. I will head straight for the stalls I like, but keep away from others, or I'll go home. Yeah. I think if you had to just go like plod along, it would drive you insane, wouldn't it? Just watching other people picking up all the stuff you want.
Imagine if they do a system where it is like one person per table, then you have to get to the back of the queue once you've got to the last table, and it's like a massive queue, and then you have to go around, and that'll drive you crazy.
Yeah.
I've got one of these visors. I bought this when it was all quite new.
Yeah.
And it was all like, oh, everyone's going to die. I thought, I'm getting a visor. But I don't think I can bring myself to wear this.
Where did you get that from then?
Showed it online. No way I'm wearing that in public. Well, this would work. This would like.
Yeah.
Nothing's getting through that. But I just couldn't bring myself to wear that to a car boot. Yeah,
I wore a face mask to Sainsbury's the other day, and I literally was the only person in there, and most people were just acting like they would normally, weren't even being particularly careful. I didn't quite get it. I mean, there's me with a face mask, you know, and I've got my hand sanitizer, and I've wiped all the trolley, and I'm just walking around but really carefully, and then there's just people just cutting in front of me and behind me, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
But you can't live with that amount of anxiety all the time.
No. I have noticed I'm getting a little bit more lax now with it. At first I was really strict, like 2 meters, but
yeah,
we've been doing it for months now. We're just sick of it, aren't we? We just want to get back to normal.
It's anxiety fatigue, isn't it? Your body can't cope with being that level of anxiety for too long, so you have to sort of monitor it.
Yeah.
Chris says, I went into a shop and they put bread baskets on the floor so we couldn't stand too close to the till. I couldn't reach to get my bag, and I'm 6 foot tall. Heather says, I won't stay if it's like that, because tempers will fray, and that's when it gets risky. Yeah. The last thing is you want people kicking off, isn't it?
Yeah, I bet there will be people shouting at each other like, "Get away from me! You're too close."
Yeah, I know.
That, I think, especially first thing in the morning when people are tired.
Yeah, and there's a certain sort of feisty lot that go to car boots anyway, isn't there?
Yeah, some characters.
My local car boot is thinking of taking temperatures on the way. Also, you'll have to have a mask for £5.
Oh, that's a good way of making money, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as you can bring your own if you want to. You don't have to buy theirs.
Oh no, he said £1 for a mask, not 5. There we go. That's a bit of a difference.
Also, they're taking your temperature. If they're going to put it in your mouth, you need to like disinfect it in between. They're going to do that, aren't they? They're not stupid. Yeah. That'd be like dangerous to do that. And
Chris Tyler says needs a PVC catsuit to go with it. So you can just like wash down as you get home.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
I got a couple of masks. Oh, hang on, I'll go and get them. I see them now. Oh. They weren't where I thought they were. Yeah, got somebody locally to make me these, so I'm going to wear these in the shop. Just like that.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Squish my nose.
It looks lovely.
Like that. So they're not too bad, and because they've got the elastic on here, in between customers, I can take them off. Yeah. I'll have my hand sanitizer next to me, so I can sanitize my hands, then take them off, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's good. So it's not just like stuck on all day, not like just tied on all day. You can just easily take it off. Yeah,
because I made one with my daughter. It took us ages, but it was a tie-on one. So once I tied it on, I wouldn't be able to take it off. And I just thought, I can't. I feel like I'm claustrophobic, you know. So I got that on all day. Like that.
It's quite important for you as well to have it on all day, because it does interfere with your breathing a bit.
Yeah.
Enough oxygen.
So I got 2. I can't do the camera things like that. And that one. And they were like $3.50 each, which I didn't think was too bad.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I can wash them.
I bought a pair of leggings. I'm just going to cut them into face masks. There's a few tutorials on YouTube that show how to do it. Yeah. And then some people put like a coffee filter, because it's like in 2, you know. Yeah. And then cut the ear things. And then put a coffee filter in between as well for extra fill. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as I say, even in my shop though, you know, my counter is quite big, but it's not 2 meters. Yeah. I'm not quite sure how it's gonna work, but you know, I've written out a list of rules already. I've put it on the door saying ready for when I open, you know, please, you know, don't come in. My main one is please don't come in if you're ill, you know. So definitely. Because if I get ill, then I don't earn any money, you know. Yeah. You're gonna have like a certain amount of people in the shop at a time, like only so many at a time. Yeah, 3 maximum people, apart from me, so 3 customers. So yeah. But even then, you see, it's quite a big shop, but there are parts where it's smaller. So you just hope that once people are in, they'll wait for a person to move from one area to another. But I don't know. I don't want to have to be a bouncer.
Yeah, get your husband to be the bouncer.
Yeah, well, he's got to do that at his own shop. So I might get myself a stick I can hit people with.
What shop? What shop's he got? I didn't realise your husband had his own shop.
He's got a shop selling art materials. He still does that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, I used to do art shops when I used to be a graphic designer when I was a student. It used to be like a sweet shop as a kid, you know, like, oh, all the paints and everything.
Yeah. It is nice when you go in. There's just the lines of colours of paints and pens and stuff. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, Heather says wearing a mask will fog up your glasses. Yeah, I know. I have noticed that. But I suppose when customers are in, I won't need to have my glasses on as much because it's more for reading and when I'm listing and stuff. So that's why I want to be able to take it off in between customers, because I don't think I'll be that busy. I think it's going to take a while before people start coming back into shops.
They're going to be nervous themselves, aren't they, about going into small shops especially.
And a lot of my customers are older and they're being told to stay in anyway, aren't they? So fogging up glasses, big problem with winter cycling. Cover mouth to keep warm or wear glasses to prevent watery eyes, but not both. Yeah. Well, we will see. I have to drill some holes in my glasses to let the air through.
Have you ever been on Redbubble, the website?
No.
They've got some nice masks on there. It's where people can upload their own images, their own patterns and things. It's pod, print on demand.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to look into that. You upload your own images and patterns and things that you've designed, paintings, and then they just put it onto t-shirts and leggings and dresses and
I see.
bags and
yeah,
good. I'm going to get into it. I think I don't really find the time to be creative very often anymore.
What's it called?
Redbubble. But there's loads of them now. There's loads of websites that do it.
I'll have a look.
Emma Preneur on Instagram, who I think it was who posted about it, and I think she makes the majority of her money doing that.
Right.
Website. So yeah, I talked to her about it, and it looks interesting. It's an excuse to get creative as well and make some money out of it, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've got that creative side, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not very creative. I used to like sort of doodling and stuff before I had kids, but I don't know, it was all too much after the kids. And then I've not really got back into it.
It's finding the time, isn't it? That's it, when you're busy.
Carrie says she'd prefer a scarf or a snood. Now, I was talking to my husband about this because I thought he might be better off with, like, one of those sort of snood type things that cyclists and that wear. I thought he might be better.
Actually, so it goes over your nose as well. Yeah, that might be good for our boots.
Yeah. And Lex says, cut a hole in your mask, the mouth or nose. Genius. Yeah, exactly. I used to peer over the glasses, but not very good when you can't see where you're going. Nighttime ride, anybody? Yeah, I need to get some of those varifocals because I find myself like this, constantly going like that. I was getting angry this morning because I don't know, my eyes just seem to have been worse the last couple of weeks. And I literally can't read anything without my glasses. And yet, if I then look up, I can't see where I'm going or anything. And so you're working and then you get up to walk off and you suddenly realise everything's a blur and it's just driving me nuts.
I'm short-sighted. So I can see everything fine up close. It's just distances I struggle with. But the distance is getting worse and worse and coming in. And I'm quite blind. I've got contact lenses in now.
But it's weird though, because like you're fine 1 year and then a year later you can't see a blooming thing. It's like everybody says it, you get to your 40s or mid-40s or whatever and it just goes down.
It's great getting older, isn't it? Fabulous.
So have you got anything you want to show us that you've got for sale at the moment? Any of your...
Yeah. I've got some fab vintage clothes actually.
Oh, brilliant.
Stuff that I'd wear if I was younger and thinner. But yes, I've got this. Hang on. Got this vintage dress.
Fab colours.
It's nice, isn't it? And it's got this detail on it. The see the lace in here.
Oh yeah. So like pulls up, yeah.
Yeah, so you can make it tighter.
Yeah.
Like it's quite full at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm not very sure where it comes up to actually. Let's have a look.
I would think it's like halfway down your calf or whatever, is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it is. Halfway down your calf.
Yeah.
All the way down. So pretty. It's something I probably would have worn myself in the 90s with a pair of Dr. Martin boots.
Yeah.
Or something you could wear just as a summer dress with like sandals on. So there's that one, which I love, and that's, I wrote it down actually. Size 10, that one. I've got this skirt, which is size 8, which is by Hamels, and I love this. This is just my style. Anything floral, actually, I love.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same length again, yeah. Just.
And is that like A-line? Did you say?
Yeah, it's got the pockets here.
Mm. Yeah, that's cool.
Isn't it gorgeous? I think that's like 80s, 90s.
Yeah. It's that sort of early 90s look, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I've got this. I love this coaster set.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, look at the detail in that.
Yeah. Oh, is it Japanese?
Bamboo and glass. I think so. I'm not quite sure. Calypso. It's got.
Oh no, not Japanese.
No. It's got like pictures, like gold and white pictures on them.
Yeah.
Like the see-through. I don't know if I can show it. See through them.
No, I don't do it from here very well. Yeah, they're cool.
Nice, aren't they?
Yeah, I love the holder. You see, they're perfect for Etsy, that kind of thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
They've been in the shop a while and they haven't sold. I don't know why. I think they're gorgeous.
And what's the dress? Lex says, what makes it?
I don't think it's got a make actually. Oh, it has. No, it hasn't. Hang on, there's nothing. It's got that label there. It's just like wash.
Oh yeah. Viscose cotton.
I don't think there's anything inside. Just have a quick look. So I think in the 80s and 90s they weren't necessarily named, were they? Like everything's named now. Everything's got the make on, but I don't think they necessarily were.
Well, we used to buy a lot of stuff like at the market as well, you know, and that wouldn't have a label in it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it hasn't got a make. It's pretty though, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And do you wear vintage clothes?
No, not really. No.
I think it takes a certain amount of confidence to wear vintage clothes, doesn't it? As in, I like the look of it, but I've not really done it. I think I did that more when I was 16, 17. I used to go to vintage shops and buy stuff then.
Yeah.
But I haven't really done that since.
My style, I put a bit of weight on recently, but when I'm a bit thinner, my style tends to be sort of 1950s. I tend to sort of gravitate towards that kind of style.
Yeah.
I really like the pencil skirts and the pencil dresses and the wiggle dresses and
yeah.
Like that. But I don't buy any clothes at the moment because I'm not happy with my size, so I'm waiting until I lose weight.
I don't really have a style. I just bumble along, really. I haven't really got
See, that's floral, isn't it? The top that you've got on.
Yeah, it's a holistic dress.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, I mean, I always see other people in like vintage clothes and I think, yeah, that looks really cool. I really like that. But I just can't imagine myself. You see, I'm not very good at putting clothes together. So like, that's why I wear a lot of dresses, because it's a whole outfit and I don't have to match a skirt and a top.
Yeah.
That thing, you know.
I do rock. I like dresses.
I do. I mean, in the shop, I tend to wear jeans and stuff most of the year because it's too cold. But when it's warm enough, I'll just wear a dress.
Yeah, I'm the same. I like dresses.
I love dresses. Yeah. Where are we? Daryl said, looks Oriental or Egyptian, the Calypso. Well, it did look Oriental, but then obviously it wasn't. I would say it was more like Jamaican or something. So, Kirsten, I'm driving right now. I'll send you a message on Instagram. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, chat about Etsy. That sounds cool. Lex says, how was the results of the water fast?
I lost a stone. I did a 6-day water fast. I lost a stone. Some of that would have been water, but it wouldn't have been a stone's worth, you know.
Is that literally why you just drink water?
Yeah, I just drink water for 6 days. It's supposed to be really good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you try like the intermittent fasting and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I did it when I was a graphic designer. I sat down all the time, and I was sort of in my mid-20s, early 30s. I did it for a year around that time. And I constantly stayed a size 10, 12, and I found it really easy. But I suppose at the moment, with all what's going on, I just can't seem to get my head around the discipline of. So I want to do the 2-5 diet, or either the 2-5 diet or 16-8.
Yeah, well, that's intermittent fasting, isn't it?
Yeah, I do want to get into like a regimen to doing that, but at the moment I haven't got the discipline.
No, I mean, I got into the habit of obviously doing the low carb thing, but I was also doing the intermittent fasting. Not too extreme. I can't go for hours and hours and hours without eating, but I'd sort of go from say 7 in the evening, 6 in the evening till 10 or 11 the next day, you know. So it wasn't like a ridiculous amount of time.
That sounds doable.
Yeah, and that worked for me, and in conjunction with the low carb, I found that really, really worked. But since this lockdown thing, my whole diet's just gone absolutely haywire and out the window, I think.
It's just not a priority, is it, at the moment?
No, and
a bit fed up today, so you just want to. Food works, doesn't it? It cheers you up.
Yeah, and because I'm feeding like normally everybody's out, you know, I don't have to think about them at lunchtime or anything like that. So I'm only doing like 1 meal a day, whereas at the moment I'm doing 2 meals a day, and it's just not, it just doesn't work. You know, I'm making them like lovely big meals, and then I'm going, oh, I'll just have some soup.
I know. I did want to do the 1 meal a day. I follow a lot of people on YouTube who are into this alternative health scene, you know, fasting, etc. And a lot of people do the 1 meal a day, but I just don't think it's sustainable for me long term. I need to find something I can do long term that I'll stick to, and think just like thinking about food all day and being hungry all day, every day, until like you can eat at like 5 o'clock and have this 1 meal. I just think I can't live my life like that. It's something I can maybe do for a couple of weeks, you know, but it's not a long-term thing.
I think with that though, you can do it as in you don't have to do it every day. You can do it like twice a week or whatever, you know. It can be like that, and it just adds to, and if you're mindful about what you're eating the rest of the time as well, it all just adds to that overall health. But I'm not very good with the fasting. I've never got on with it very well because I need to eat regularly. I'm just not a starving myself kind of person. So
you're doing well though. You're size 10, aren't you? I saw the when you were trying the clothes on. With I forgot a name who you did it with.
Caroline,
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about a size 8, 10 at the moment. Well, probably more like a 10 at the moment. But I'd got up to a sort of 12, and then with the low carb diet, I lost the extra weight. So I've never been.
Do you count your carbs? You know, just stick to a certain amount of carbs?
No, I just avoid pasta, bread, rice, or wheat products, all that sort of stuff, and sugar and fruit. So I just eat a lot of veg, basically.
Yeah, that's good.
Veg and meat, but then I do eat a lot of cheese and cream and butter and, you know, that kind of thing. So I don't actually count them.
I'm trying to cut down on dairy because I think it makes me a bit like, because I'm constantly going and clearing my throat. I think it makes me a bit gunky. I think it's supposed to be a bit mucusy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that issue. So
But I don't like anything else in coffee. I've replaced it in like cereal and everything else during milk. But I've tried so many things in coffee, and nothing else tastes like milk.
I think oat milk's supposed to be better in coffee, isn't it? But does it not?
Don't like it.
See, if I'm having coffee, I'll have double cream. So
okay, because that's a keto thing, isn't it?
Yeah, as in, I don't do keto because keto to me is too strict. As in, I still like to eat carrots occasionally and vegetables, carby, but I do.
Put me off because I eat tons of veg and quite a bit of fruit as well. And you just can't do it, can you, on the keto diet?
No, I think if you use the MyFitnessPal and for a little while and put all your food in, it gives you a really good idea of which foods are more carby than others, and then you can just cut down. Like, I still eat carrots and sweet potato and all that sort of thing, but I just limit them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then I'm more free with like broccoli and cabbage and veg like that,
Okay. I've quit bread. I used to have every morning. I used to have toast for my breakfast, and then I'd find myself having like a piece with my dinner, and then maybe like a bit of toast before I go to bed. And I thought, this is too much.
Yeah.
So I like not buy it anymore because I love bread so much, but it's super fatty, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I love like crusty bread and things like that. I do miss it. And pasta, to be honest, I miss that as well. But hey. Where were we going? Ever looked into eating right for blood types versus diets? No, I haven't. I have seen that advertised, but I can't imagine how that works really.
I've never heard of it.
So basically they say, if you're a certain blood type, then this diet will suit you rather than other diets,
I'll look into that.
It's fascinating to look at the foods on the chart. Once I saw them, it made perfect sense. If I eat what's on the chart, I feel amazing. If I eat anything on the bad list, I feel terrible. So is that easily available? Can you just look it up, Google it then? Because I can just look at my blood type and see. Andrea, hi Andrea. I'm late to the party. I think if you eat 3 meals a day, keep a healthy food group balance and portion control and exercise, you don't need to diet. Dieting just makes you hungry. It does. It makes you obsess about food. And that's why I don't, I mean, it sounds like I diet, but I don't. I literally eat when I'm hungry and I don't when I'm not. And I just avoid foods that I know make my blood sugar jump. So, I don't diet. I don't count anything. I
mean, when I say diet, I don't mean starving myself to lose weight. When I do the fasting, it is to lose weight, but it's got so many health benefits. If you look into it, there's like this. There's a channel called The Healthy Alternative.
Yeah.
And they get into a lot of detail about what it does for your body and how many people it's benefited.
Yeah. I mean, I obsessively watched a lot of, videos and read up about intermittent fasting and all the benefits of fasting and stuff. So I'd love to master it, but I just haven't managed to yet.
I know. I think I do too extreme. I need to find something that's not so extreme. I either do the days on end kind of thing and just drop the weight quickly because I've got no patience. But I've kind of got it in my head now. If I do want to lose weight, I'm going to have to do it slowly over time and not just. So I have most of it back on now. The stone that I lost. So
I'm a sort of like the low carb thing. I do really well for a long time. It doesn't bother me. I just carry on eating really good, and then all of a sudden something will let me down. Somebody's birthday or something like that, and then it's just a downward spiral, and it all gets a bit out of control. But
maybe that's like kicking yourself, and maybe you shouldn't kick yourself. Like some people go, oh, I've broken my diet now, and then they just go on for weeks. I might as well just carry on eating rubbish,
Yeah.
They feel bad about themselves for like just slipping up once, and
exactly.
They should just be like, oh, you're gonna have these days where you're not as disciplined. Just get on with it the next day,
Yeah, absolutely. It is all about mindset, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Daryl says blood type O, least risk of heart disease. Blood type, and then Tommy says blood type O is highest cancer risk due to acidic nature.
Ooh.
Oh, and Carol says I'm blood group O, had 2 heart attacks.
I think I'm an O as well. That's good news.
You better have a look what you're supposed to eat and what you're not supposed to eat.
Well,
I think I'm AB.
okay.
I don't know. So do I look at A or B? Do I look at both?
I think I'm minus something.
Yeah, you can be. I'm AB plus.
Rhesus something from memory. Rhesus minus.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I need to look into it.
Yeah.
Never given it much thought, to tell you the truth. I didn't think it affected that much.
I have heard it, but I've never really read into it, so I don't know a lot about it. But all I know is that with the low carb thing, I felt so much better. It suited me, so that's why it's worked for me, you know. And also you don't feel like you're starving yourself because you're still having the cheese or the butter or things that taste good. Because I remember doing Rosemary Connolly donkey before I got married, so like 20 odd years ago, and you're just starving because you're literally just living on celery and cottage cheese, you know. It's ridiculous.
The thing that sort of got me into looking into alternative health and improving my diet, etc., was I was about 27.
Yeah.
And I had a really good year of like going to loads of parties and going clubbing every night and, you know, staying out till the early hours of the morning, drinking far too much and just overdoing everything. I had such a fantastic fun year, you know.
Yeah.
And I think someone guessed my age and they guessed me at 35 and I was 27 and I was like, what? It's like really shocked, you know. And also I moved from living in the Midlands to living back in Macclesfield where my family is.
Yeah.
And it's really hilly. So I was like, to get to my dad's house, I've got this big hill, and then to get into town, I've got this other big hill, and I was out of breath, and I was so unfit. So I thought, bloody hell, I've got to do something about this. This is ridiculous, you know, at my age. And I did the Carol Vorderman detox diet.
Right.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was really strict. It was a month long. There's a book on it. And she really looks into diets, and she recommends all these different supplements. Like I think it was like kelp, like different oils.
Yeah.
And also like cutting out things like no wheat, no sugar, no salt, cutting out all the bad stuff, you know. And I did that for a month, and I lost loads of weight, and my skin cleared up. And people saw me again when I came back to the Midlands and went, bloody hell, you look amazing. What have you done? What's your secret, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought, wow, there's something in this, eating right, you know, looking after yourself. And
yeah, absolutely.
I felt so much better as well in myself, and I had more energy. I just felt great, you know. So I've been really into looking into nutrition, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I felt really awful. I don't know, probably over a year ago. I think I even did a video just saying I feel so ill, don't know what's wrong with me. Because I was just so tired, so tired all the time. Everything made me exhausted. I had headaches all the time, and I just felt really ill, and I just didn't have any
tolerance.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Anyway, I started looking into healthy eating, and I just started changing completely over to whole grain foods, and just cutting out sugar, you know, nasty sugar. Biscuits was the thing, because I was a total biscuit addict. And that was my main thing. I just said, right, I'm going to stop biscuits. And then I just gradually started improving the nutritional value of my food. And the more and more I read and the more and more I looked on YouTube and stuff, I decided to cut carbs. So I just started slowly cutting my carb content down in my diet. And I felt amazing. You know, it was like I'd got all my energy back, and I felt, and I was,
difference.
Yeah, a huge difference. So that's what really made it for me. It wasn't about losing weight or whatever. It was just about feeling like you can cope with life, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I've got a sweet tooth. That's the thing I need to conquer, is the craving for sugar and things.
Yeah.
everything else is really healthy. I eat lots of fruit and veg and salad, and I'm quite disciplined in all that. But then I just get these cravings, these sugar cravings, and I often give in to them, and that's why I'm not a size 10, you know. I'm not massive, but I'd like to be a bit thinner, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a very sweet tooth, and I think that because I'm a sort of all or nothing, it's like I can't just eat a little bit of chocolate, you know. If I have like,
people do that.
I don't, you know, if I have one piece, I'm having the old bar, you know. It's not.
So. It's in the house as well, and the same with those. Just there's no way I can have two and then just leave them. I'd have probably half the pack.
Oh, easily, you know, especially custard creams. That's a whole pack, isn't it, in one go? Carrie says, I don't eat white carbs. We eat whole wheat, rice, pasta, bread, and trying to drink more water. Yeah, I think you go over to the whole wheat anything, and it slows down the release of the sugar into your blood system, and so you don't get the peaks and troughs of like the sugar rush. But you still get that sugar rush. So that's why I tend to avoid rice and bread and stuff like that. But it is a lot better with the whole wheat than the white sort of refined stuff.
It's a glucose, and it's not very good for your levels to keep going up and down, up and down. It's really bad for you.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing that I was reading, that you know, when your blood sugars go up and down all the time, your hormone levels sort of go up and down as well, because they're trying to compensate for that.
Right.
And so especially as a woman, you could do with your hormones being on more of a level playing field all the time. So
yeah, definitely.
That's I think it's definitely worked for me. It's made a huge difference. Tommy says he claims for type AB smaller, more frequent meals due to a naturally low levels of digestion secretions. There we go. So for me, I'd need to have more smaller meals.
Oh.
Daryl said, couldn't be bothered with cigarettes after 2007 smoking ban. Oops, I think I just lost. I did that thing where it just jumped.
I used to smoke. I quit a few years ago. I read a book called Easy Way by Alan Carr, not the comedian. And yeah, it just convinced me to quit smoking. Just worked.
Yeah, I think I've never smoked, so I'm really lucky that I never started, so I don't have that. Never had to get over it.
Or anything. It's just this book.
Really?
Yeah, I'd recommend it to anybody. It's really good.
Carrie's saying she actually prefers the whole grains and stuff. I think they taste so much better. I'm not keen on whole wheat pasta so much. I don't mind like the whole wheat spelt pasta, but normal whole wheat pasta is not really my thing. But custard creams.
I'm not a fan, but I do miss the bread.
Yeah.
Occasionally pinch a slice of my housemates, very occasionally.
Yeah, you see, when I have one of those days when you just feel a bit, I just think, oh, a cup of tea and a slice of toast. You can't really beat a cup of tea and a slice of toast.
You got the same slice of cake then, didn't you? Slice of cake, Aunt Sally. That's an old reference, isn't it? Showing my age there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lexa, I'm so bad on any carbs, just feel rough. Yeah, you know, I haven't been too bad, considering that I've really come completely off plan. I haven't been feeling too bad. There's just been the odd day when I've been really tired, and I think that's down to all the carbs. I'm looking into dairy as have a horrible post-nasal drip and constantly feel like I'm clearing my throat. Yeah,
that's what I'm constantly doing. If you watch me on other lives, I'm not too bad today. I don't think I've had any dairy today, but I'm just like constantly clearing my throat, and it drives me nuts.
I didn't really realise. I mean, I knew that it was like a mucusy thing, but I didn't even put the two together. Really, I hadn't associated that. So
yes,
I don't know.
Quite a lot, really. And the government have been saying you should have more dairy at this time as well, and you really don't want to gunk when you couldn't need your lungs to be working properly, don't you? If you get this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I cut down on my milk because I don't have cereal and things like that, but I have probably more cheese, and I'll have cream and things like that I probably wouldn't have done before. So it's kind of like swings and roundabouts, really.
It's just hard, isn't it, knowing what to eat? Everything's bad for you, apart from carrots. Everyone should just live on carrots.
Well, even they're high in sugar, like natural sugar. Lainey said, despite as big as I've got, I've never had issues with my blood sugar. I was being tested 3 times a day, and it was almost around 5. I think they expected me to be a diabetic. I don't know. I actually went to doctors and asked them to check if I was diabetic, because I would get that really extreme reactions if I didn't eat regularly. I would get like shakes and feel like I was going to pass out and things like that. And I thought that I'd probably got diabetes, but now I just think that I'm very sensitive to sugar, and that's why this whole cutting out the carbs has really suited me, because my body's obviously very, sensitive to sugars in food. So
yeah, it sounds like it. I never get that. I mean, the longest water fast I've done was 11 days. I never got shaky or anything like that.
Yeah, you see, I would have done. I always remember one year I was on holiday with my husband in Zante, and we went for a walk, and it was hot, and it was like, midday sun sort of stupidity. Anyway, he started having this huge nosebleed, so he's got blood pouring out of his face, and it was getting to lunchtime, and I just said, I need to just get out of the sun, and he was like, just stop hassling me, I've got all this blood coming out my face. And I went, no, I need to just get out of the sun, I need to get something to eat. And he's like, oh, for God's sake, like this. And we started walking. We just literally, this was like 5 minutes from that point, and I started passing out just as we were getting to the steps of the car. Literally, I fell over like that, and he just grabbed me by the back of my shirt or whatever I was wearing.
I feel like right there, you have blood everywhere. You were passing out. What's going on with these two?
Yeah. And then we just went and sat in this bar and ate burger and chips, and I was fine after that.
That's true, that is crikey. No,
Yeah.
I never get lightheaded or anything.
But I'd get really shaky and like feel like I was going to pass out. I'd always carry stuff around in my pocket or my bag, like Mars bars and stuff, because I hated the feeling. Hate that it feels like you're losing control.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I thought that I had some sort of like diabetes or something, but they checked me a few times and said I didn't. So,
but you don't get that now that you've cut out the carbs?
No, I just feel more on a level,
Brilliant.
So yeah, no, it definitely works for me. But I think everybody's different, and I think you just have to find what works for you, don't you?
Yeah. I was trying to do the starting eating at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and then finishing at 8 o'clock, but I did that for a couple of days and thought, I just can't do it. But I might try and bring the time down a bit and maybe start at 11.
Yeah.
Finish a bit earlier in the evening, see how I get on with that.
I had an app, I can't remember, it was called Zero or something, and that was like an intermittent fasting app. Yeah. And you can just put in whatever time, even like 13 hours, still that's nothing. You're asleep for most of that. And it just helps to remind you not to eat in the evening and then not to eat the minute you wake up. So
I think I'm going to do that, and I convince myself, and then I think, oh, just do the 2 days, don't eat for 2 days, and then you get it all out of the way, and then you can just not think about it for the rest of the week. Right, I'll do that. And then the night before, I'm like, okay, so I'm doing this 2-day like water fast, and then I'm like, oh, well, I can have pizza tonight, and I can have water tonight because I'm behaving myself tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'll be like, oh, I can't be arsed doing it today. It's just like a constant cycle of me doing that and just battling with myself. So I need to get it down. Like, this is what you're doing now, and stick to it.
Yeah, I mean, I could
try all these different things and then never sticking to them.
Yeah, I don't think I could do like whole day fasts, because I like eating and I like food, I think, too much. So I think if you just go, all right, well, I'm not eating after I've eaten my evening meal, so whether you eat at 6 or 7 or whatever, start then, and then don't eat anything until 10, 11 in the next day. That's a good chunk, where you're not eating.
That's not too long to wait, 11 o'clock, is it?
No.
If I go for my morning walk, and then that's a few hours not thinking about food, then get back and have a shower and do a bit of work, and then it's time to eat, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can just have like 2 meals or a really tiny breakfast and then 2 meals or something, you know.
Yeah. Right,
As long as you're not then eating chocolate all day, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Lex does the 12-8.
Yeah.
12's too late for me.
I found that it was, but I think the more you persevere, I think you'd get used to it and you'd soon find it all right. It's just I've never had the patience.
Yeah, maybe if you started off by doing that for 2 days a week, so you get used to it, and then gradually build it up to 3 days a week, and then
yeah. But I think if you do like the intermittent fasting, it helps that if you're doing the low carb as well, because if you're doing the low carb, your blood sugars aren't jumping up and down, and so you're more stable, so you're less likely to feel hungry. So it helps that if you do the two together.
I think I best do some work. You know, I've done no work today yet.
I know. I just looked at the time and realised we've been on for over an hour. I've only got 2 listings done. That's it.
I've got loads of things to post. Oh, I was getting so annoyed yesterday. I sold a lampshade, not a standard one, but a pretty big one.
Yeah.
I've got the boxes big enough, so I'm having to build my own. I was getting so angry. Oh, pain in the ass this is. I wasn't in a good mood. So I only did like half of it. So I'm feeling a bit calmer. It's a little bit calmer today. So I'm going to finish.
Who do you use for the big stuff then? Do you use Hermes or?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah. They go up to quite big. I think they go up to like 1.5 meters or something big. Yeah. And then they go back to me as well.
I've always just avoided selling bigger stuff online just because I've got the shop, so I could sell the big stuff in the shop and then do all small stuff online. But the way things are, I'm going to have to start posting bigger stuff too.
I tend to put the bigger, delicate stuff on Facebook Marketplace first.
Yeah.
So you can sell on there, because then they'll pick them up, won't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'll stick them on eBay.
Right. Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Oh, that's okay. It's been fun.
Great to have a chat. Have you got plans for a new video anytime soon?
No, I've got nothing to talk about really at the moment.
Next time you get a haul, then you'll do one, yeah?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Cool. All right then. Well, thanks very much, and we'll see everybody else soon. Take care. Bye.
See ya. Awkward way.